Hello everyone, you've guessed it, I've got another review for you. And what is it? Well, that you'll find out in a minute, but before I do, shout outs, YouTube shout outs, Lenny, Model Pro 72 Lenny, making models again, basic modelling, primitive modeler, Aaron Newlands, Kalido 1, making models again, engineering Darkside and Ms Vivi. Facebook shout outs, Ellie, Kelsey, Dan, Max, Hayley, Greg, Lisa, George, Lenny, Charlotte. Hello everyone on Facebook and everyone else who basically likes all my gear and shows and everything. Well, that was all that. This is my review for you. It is the airfix 172 scale, then and now, Eurofighter. They've clearly made a space mistake, because the Spitfire should be first, then the Typhoon. But they've got is the Eurofighter Typhoon, Spitfire, and Supermarine Spitfire Mark II-A. With this, you get Humbrol products such as acrylic paint, two paint brushes, 8 acrylic paints, and a poly cement. As I said in the Typhoon, it should be the 14 millimeters one, milliliters. Before we actually have a look at around the box, airfix literature, front box art, so you've got your Typhoon and your Spitfire. Side profile of the Spitfire, and the fact that they, as you know, these quite often fly together at air shows. The back of the box showing what they should look like. The Typhoon with its top speed, its weapons. The Spitfire with its top speed and Typhoon top speed and weapons. Spitfire top speed and weapons. Typhoon, Spitfire. We'll look at this then, shall we? This might be a bit longer. Your instructions. There are your instructions. Study drawings, basic assembly information, safety information. Information on the Spitfire. Make Vickers Supermarine Spitfire Mark II-A, single seat motor, powered by 1030 horsepower Rolls-Royce Merlin 12 cylinder engine. Performance maximum speed 365 miles an hour, 18,000 feet. Service ceiling 500,000 feet. Rate of climb 2,175 feet per minute. Dimensions. Wingspan 36 foot 10 inches. Length 29 feet 11 inches. Height 11 foot 5.5 inches. Armament 8 303 inch Browning machine guns in the wings. Remotes designed by R.J. Mitchell. Prototypes broke by mates first flight on the 5th of March 1936. Entered direct service in July 1938. At the outbreak of the war and on the 3rd September 1939, 9 squadrons were operational. Spitfire 1s, and by the time the battle began in July 1940, there were 19. When production ceased after the war, over 20,000 Spitfires of all types had been built. So your 5 sub-assemblies for your Spitfire concentrate on your pilot, your pilot going into his seat, going onto the base, your propeller, your pilot going on and is on his seat base going into the cockpit, going into these little holders in the cockpit, your gun sight and your vertical horizontal stabilizers. Then stage 4, you put your fuselage, you put your cockpit canopy on, your radio on, your tail wheel, your exhaust stacks. They go onto your bottom wing, as well as your top wings afterwards. Stage 5 is basically optional. You can have the landing gear up or down. Obviously when you have it up, obviously it hasn't reminded you, but do put two 2mm holes in there so you can actually put the stand prongs in there. Finish option, there's only one. Finish option on the Spitfire, Finish option on the Spitfire is this: Supermarine Spitfire Mark IIA Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, Royal Air Force Coningsby, UK 2007. So that's the Spitfire. Because this is a dual instruction leaflet, I'm just going to basically show you the instructions, then the kits, then the two kits, and then the decals and maybe whatever else is included with this this package, so to speak. Right, Eurofighter Typhoon colour instructions. The six sub-assemblies, again, as I said in my other review, the other Typhoon review that I did, again, it's pretty much cockpit, front elevators, obviously the two fuselage halves meet on stage on sub-assembly number 3, as well as your 15 gram weight. You then do your tail fin, your two wing tip bits, and if you want to deploy your air brake, as I said, you add component 21 to component 22. If you don't, you just glue component 22 straight in. Then you add your two canopy halves, which is 24 and 23, 24 being the static bit, and if you can get 23 posable. Part 14 is basically your nose cone. Part 5, I said, sub-assembly number 5 on the other right Typhoon, is basically your afterburners, your air intakes, your afterburner cans, your air intakes, your landing gear doors, and then, as I said with the other Typhoon review, your stage 6 is pretty much your ordnance, so it's your concentrating on your AMRAAMs, your ASRAAMs, and your sidewinder missiles, as well as your fuel tanks, as well as your jettisonable fuel tanks. Interestingly, unlike the other one and unlike the Spitfire, with this you've got stencil data sheet for your Typhoon, and your finish option and your finish options, and your finish options, and your finish option, which is 20, which is this British Aerospace Typhoon F Mark II F2 number 29 bracket R Squadron, Royal Air Force Coningsby, UK 2007. So that's your Typhoon thing. Right, kits, because obviously there's two of, and they're all in one box. Spitfire kit pretty much comes on two sprues of airfix grade plastic, and if you include the canopy you've got 3 sprues of airfix plastic. You've got 3. Now the components on them are things like your seats, your horizontal seat base there, your horizontal stabilizer, your radiator, your wheels, your port and starboard fuselage halves, obviously your bottom wings, your propeller and things like that, your seat, your pilot, your landing gear legs, your exhaust stacks, your wing, which is in 2 pieces, 1 lower, 2 upper, and your 2 fuselage sides. Now I must emphasise, this kit, the kit that I've got in here, is the same kit they've had from 1950 since the 90s. It's the Spitfire kit that they have had since the 1950s in various colours of plastic, because when the original one came out it was blue, then it must have went to another colour, probably silver, then it might have went to black, then it probably went to silver, and now it's probably gone, and now it went to grey. And they still had this up to the point when they did the anniversary, anniversary Spitfire, which the tooling on the new Spitfires is completely new tooling, because the tooling on the new Mark 1A Spitfire is the tooling that they've got in the 1/48 scale Spitfire, which is initially passed down from the 1/24 scale Spitfire, which I've got 2 of. Some people might call me a greedy bastard for that, but hey ho, I don't mind. As many in my model aeroplane collection, I've got plenty of Spitfires. Why? Because I love Spitfires. They're the greatest plane it was the greatest plane that was ever built for the war. You know, it's like saying it's like Lenny said with the Mosquito, right? The F-22 Raptor's the greatest thing we've got now. The Eurofighter Typhoon's the greatest thing we've got now. Back then it was this, even though it may be in bits, but when this fully assembled was the greatest thing. Your Eurofighter Typhoon, as I said in my review, you've got 4, where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grey sprues, 1 clear sprue of airfix plastic, and as I said, and there's your canopy, your canopy and fuselage halves, other components, missiles, air intakes, cockpit tubs, landing gear parts, wheels, things like that. As I said, because this is a kit, the start set, you get a stand with it. You get your paints and your glue, and your 2 paint brushes, and you get your standard greaseproof paper, as well as your Airfix Club, enroll in the Airfix Club, as well as your Airfix the funds of the scale airfix brochure, but these are the decal. These are the decals. These are the decals. Those are the decals. These are the decals. These are the decals. Along with other stuff. Greaseproof paper which goes on. Spit 05 typhoon kit. Spitfire kit. Instructions. The instructions. That was my review. My next two reviews are two prop aircraft, and they're two American warbirds. Two American warbirds.